Hello everyone. Welcome to SIUK India webinar. Thank you for joining us today. We are now live with Bristol University. Today we have Natasha, Zahir and Pustika who will let us know more about this special webinar session. Please feel free to post all the questions in the chat box on the right. We will answer all those questions after the presentation during the Q&A session. So let's start. Over to you, Natasha.
Thank you very much. And a warm welcome to the University of Bristol School of Economics. My name is Natasha Kirvin and I'm the School International Officer for Economics here. And I'm joined here today by two colleagues. So we'll start with Jahir, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, hi, I'm Jahir. I'm the school international director, and also I teach the MSc and undergraduate courses in the School of Economics.
Thank you, Jahir. And Pushtika.
Hi, I'm Pushtika. I'm a student at the University of Bristol. I'm currently studying economics, finance, and management at postgraduate level.
Thank you very much. So you'll be hearing more from Jahir and Pushtika as the session progresses. So just to give you a little bit of an idea about what we're going to cover today, we've got our introductions, which we're doing now. We're going to tell you a little bit more about the University of Bristol as a whole. And then Jahir is going to talk to you more about our School of Economics and our postgraduate programmes. We're then also going to talk about careers that you might do after studying economics at Bristol, and the career support available. And then I'm going to tell you about our scholarships as well. You'll also hear from Pushtika, who's going to talk to you about the student experience. And then we'll have time for questions and answers at the end. So without further ado, I'll start off by telling you a bit about the University of Bristol. So you can find out more information about the university as a whole by visiting that web link, bristol.ac.uk/university. But just a little bit about the University of Bristol. So we are a highly ranked university. We are ranked top 10 in the UK in the QS World University Rankings for 2022. And we're also ranked 62nd in the world. And we are also really proud to be ranked 49th in the world for employability as well in the QS Graduate Employability Rankings. We have 13 Nobel Prize winners associated with the university, and we are ranked joint 5th in the UK for research in the most recent REF in 2014. If you're not too familiar with the UK, or perhaps you haven't been to Bristol before, I just wanted to show you this map to give you a little bit of an idea about where we're speaking to you from today. So we are located in the southwest of England, around 100 miles from London, and you can see on the dark blue dot where we are. We're the UK's 8th largest city, and it's really easy to get around the rest of the UK from Bristol. We have a major train station, a major bus station, so it's very easy to get all around to other cities if you'd like to explore while you're studying here. And we also have our own international airport as well, making it really easy to get out to the rest of Europe and indeed the rest of the world. We are located close to beautiful countryside and coastline. You can see there where we are. We're located just by the Bristol Channel, so plenty of beaches and mountains for you to explore while you're studying here. And a little bit about our student community. So we welcome students from more than 150 different countries, and 1/4 of our students are from outside of the UK. So you'd be joining a really international student body if you study at Bristol. As a city, Bristol is home to people from more than 187 different countries. And people in Bristol speak 91 different languages. And in the city, all faiths and none are welcome. We have at least 45 different religions in the city. And in terms of sort of being able to eat and drink, we've got restaurants and shops that stock food from all over the world. So hopefully, as an international student, you would feel really welcome and enjoy your time in Bristol as part of such an international community. A little bit more about where the university is located. So we are in the heart of Bristol, and Bristol as a city is a really lovely place to study and live. We are located on a river. You can see here some nice pictures of our harbour side. We have over 400 parks and green spaces. And we've been voted the best place to live outside of London for under 2060s by the BBC in 2019, and also the third most cultural and creative city in the UK by the European Commission in 2019. So that's given you a little bit of a flavour of the university and the city of Bristol as a whole. And I'm now going to hand over to Jahir, who's going to talk to you about our School of Economics.
Thank you, Natasha. And thanks for being in control of the slides. So I'll try to present the School of Economics, mainly the academic side of it. But before I start about the School of Economics under the University of Bristol, I studied economics in India. I was an undergraduate student at the Banaras Hindu University in Uttar Pradesh. But I wanted to be a scientist at the beginning, and I got admission into pharmacy. But then I thought, well, besides my scientific background and other things, I want to have a little bit of analytical skills. So I thought, okay, if I study economics, then I can combine not only my numerical and problem-solving skill, I can also bring in my analytical skill, and I can learn more from economics. So that's one reason I switched to economics from pharmacy. And also recently, when I looked at this the COVID, the pandemic, I thought that after this medical science, I think that this COVID impact is most studied in economics than any other discipline except the medical science. So that way, I find it quite fascinating to learn or to be in love with economics more and more over time. Right, now moving on to the School of Economics. Natasha, can we move on to the next slide? Okay, now the reason that you should come to Bristol to study economics is that there are three main factors, right? Of course, whatever you do as your career or the program that you pursue, at the end of the day, you want to have a good career in life, right? But that good career will depend on the types of teaching, the quality of teaching that you receive when you do your degree here. And then that the quality of teaching also will ultimately depend on the academic reputation, on the teaching staff, our program structure, and how we assess the students and how we deliver the content and so on. So it is the academic reputation which will ultimately determine the quality of teaching that will ultimately help the students to be successful in their future career. So we try to combine these three and we always try to balance so that the students can have a bigger picture, not only just coming to Bristol just to have a degree, MSc degree, rather it is the holistic program that can help them their future career as well. Right, the next slide, please. Okay. So in terms of the academic reputation, we claim that our research has got a significant impact in different areas of the economy. So you have seen that we are ranked first in terms of the research impact. So it's not only the research that we do, it is that how much our research outcome, the research findings are impacting the society, how whether the policymaker, the stakeholders, the businesses, whether they are being benefited from our findings, from our research exercises, and so on. So we ranked number one in terms of research impact in the recent Research Excellence Framework 2014. So that's one of this is like a recognition of our quality of research. It is not just, economics is not just about some numbers, the models, and so on, without any real world connection. So that is not the case here. Okay. And also here we try to use the researchers, come academics, who will try to draw on from their research exercises as well, so that the students, they can have some flavor of the research exercises when they're a student there. So we have got the research going on in the field of behavioral economics, in communication economics, in development economics. Within development economics, there are focus on developing countries like issues like health, education, and there are issues that we deal with, like, let's say, international trade, globalization, and other things. So these are the research that we undertake, from where we try to give some of it to the students when they are they're pursuing their MSc career here. And if a student is very keen, they can also talk to the academic for their further study and so on. Or if they're interested in a particular area, they can explore more during their program, or if they want to continue it even further. Okay. And also, our School of Economics is the hub. It is the home of Economic Observatory. And the idea behind this Economic Observatory is that it is a project which publishes regular articles, the videos, it produces charts, the graphs, and so on, to provide a balanced and the reliable answer to the economic question that this pandemic, this COVID-19, and the aftermath of COVID-19 will bring. So you can engage and you can see various types of analysis, a very impartial analysis, which can be used by the businesses, by the government, by the students, and so on. If you type Economics Observatory Bristol, you'll find more there. It's sort of they feed all these information on a regular basis. Next slide, please. Now, in terms of the teaching, here we try to offer teaching through different ways. It is not just you come here and you attend the lecture and then you do your work. It's not like that. The teaching, we try to have, let's say, we have got the lecture, then we have got the small group session, we have got the pre-recorded videos, we have got some courses have got the pre-recorded, like a podcast, and so on. And the students can also engage with their peers, with their lecturers, and through discussion board and so on. So we try to deliver teaching through various ways, and we try to make it more interactive. Okay. So and in this type of formats or different types of teaching, we try to challenge our student, right? Because if you have got a simple lecture, then you basically listen to a lecturer. So then we try to understand whether the students are getting what we are expecting them to get. So that's why we try to engage them. We try to check their understanding in small group sessions where they contribute to the classes. They try to clarify their understanding, or they interact with their peers, and then the class tutor or the seminar tutor can also contribute to their understanding. So in that sense, you will have to engage with the materials throughout the year. It's not that just before the exam you basically try to revise whatever you have learned. That is not the case, because every week you'll have to engage with the materials. Okay. So that's why I think the students may feel that yes, we are challenging them, but at the end of the day, it helps them to be more confident, and they know how to express their ideas and so on through these various interactions. And also in our program, the student can learn from the experts who run this large scale policy experiment, like a large scale data and so on. And then they can also learn from applying this machine learning method to this big data, because the data is the most useful or the expensive resources in the world now, possibly. So when you know how to do the big data analysis and so on, you can apply it when you apply for your careers and so on, that you're already exposed to this big data and so on. And also in our program, every year we try to review our programs, our units, and so on. As individual unit director, I also need to review it, to what extent it is fit for the purpose, and to what extent my unit is meeting the overall program objective, and whether there is any synergy, any complementarity with other modules and so on. So we try to review our programs on a regular basis. And also when you do when you apply for a particular program, then when you come here, then you start the program, let's say MSc in economics, then within that there is a possibility of specialization, what we call the pathway. So I'll be going into more details about these pathways a bit later. But so you start with the program, but then within the program, we have got the specialization as well, if you want to pursue that particular specialization. But as opposed to that, if you want to continue your normal pathway, then you can the standard pathway that you want to have everything from everywhere within the program, then that's fine as well. And also in our to supplement our teaching, if someone is really interested in finance, in financial services, trading, the stock trading, and so on, then we offer them the facilities called something called the Bloomberg room. Okay, so if you type Bloomberg Bristol, you'll find that what sort of facilities are there. So essentially, in that Bloomberg room, you have got all the software, the terminals, the computer terminals, where you can learn how the global trading takes place, and the softwares used by all these financial service organizations. So you can learn straight away from there. And also, if you want, you can do a short 8-hour-long course, the e-learning course there, which will be a useful resource, and you can add it to your CV, so that if you're applying for a financial company that deals with this stock trading and so on, they will see that, well, you already know how to operate the software that they will be using in their organization as well. So it is not just about the listening to the lecture, attending the lecture. That is not the teaching here. It will be complemented by your practical experiences, interaction, outside class interaction as well, discussion, online, offline, meeting your lecturers during their office hours, and so on. Okay. So next slide, please. Okay. Now let's move on to the program. So we have got two specialist programs. One is the MSc in economics, and another is MSc in economics and finance. And we have got another generalist program called MSc in economics, finance, and management. And on top of that, we have got another program called MRes. Okay, so I'll go through them one after another. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. So this MSc Economics, Finance, and Management. So this is our generalist program, where you do not have to have an undergraduate degree either in economics or finance or management. That is not required, because it is a generalist program. So that's why we do not expect the students to have a background in any of these three disciplines. So therefore, even if you have got a very limited knowledge, let's say you have done a little bit of economics in your program, or you have done a little bit of finance in your program studies, so that's fine. Or even if you haven't done any economics or finance, but you have got enough skill in math and quantitative subjects, that's also fine here. So the important thing is that in all our program, we emphasize on the quantitative skill. Okay. So if you have got what we call the 2-1 or upper second class, or if you've got a very strong quantitative skill that you have demonstrated through your grades and so on, you can apply for the program like this, economics, finance, and management, although you may not have any background in either of these three disciplines. And in these in this program, for example, you'll be learning both economics, finance, and management, and also this program is designed so that you can learn about the strategic challenges that the businesses face, and then also you learn how the business and the economy, they work together. And also when we say businesses, the business is about finance, business is about the management as well. So you learn, let's say, all of these under one particular program, so that later on you can decide which particular pathway you want to follow later on. And of course, you'll be having, as I said, you'll be having the compulsory units from economics side, finance side, and the management. So which will be covered in your first semester, which we call the teaching block, which starts, let's say, late September and continue till the Christmas break. So you'll be doing your compulsory units there. And then on top of that, you'll be having the other modules as well. So I'll go into the details of this program structure, the unit structure, and so on in a while. And most of our graduates from this program, they move on to organizations as management trainee, consultants, and like analysts and so on. But someone can also do some analysis, analytical work as well in any of these three areas, which pursue or deal with the businesses that may involve some analysis, financial analysis, or management analysis, and so on. So you can also pursue those careers specific to particular organization. So in that way, the range of careers are quite wide in this program. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, now you can see here the program structure. So the teaching block 1, like you can consider as first semester, you do economics and finance and management there. So these are the 3 mandatory units you do in your teaching block 1. And then in teaching block 2, you'll have to have one mandatory unit there. And then also you can choose your pathway in the second semester in teaching block 2. You can take either business or strategy pathway, or you can go for international economics and finance pathway. So depending on the pathway, you have got these optional modules. So for example, if you want to do business and strategy pathway, you'll have to take the data analytics. So data analytics is a compulsory in this pathway. And on top of that, you'll have to have 3 more modules out of these 5 optional modules. Okay. So similarly, in international economics and finance, you'll have to take the data analytics or economic forecasting, which is essentially econometrics. So econometrics is compulsory there. And then on top of that, you can select any optional module from these 5. Okay. So that way these 2 pathways are designed. But on top of that, if you choose that, okay, I don't want to go for any pathway, I want to have a standard MSc Economics, Finance and Management, then you can choose your optional across different pathways as well. So that is also a possibility. And then in the 3rd semester, which is mainly after the Easter vacation, you engage with your supervisor and you start your dissertation. Okay, so and you continue your dissertation till the end of August or early September. You have to submit your dissertation. So that way you have got sort of one whole semester to do your dissertation. But of course, you'll be having exam in May and June as well. So you need to have a break for your exam. And after the exam, you essentially engage with your dissertation work, which is a big project. So which is a 60 credit point, which is equivalent to, let's say, 4 optional units there. Okay, so that is a big chunk of your study. And in that particular dissertation, there is a list of topics, and then you have to apply for your topics and according to your preference and the availability of the supervisor's space. Then you'll be given a topic to do your dissertation on during the 3rd teaching block. Okay, and again you can see that our entry requirement is upper 2nd class in any undergraduate degree where you have demonstrated enough mathematical skill, so that the mathematical skill is quantitative skill is very, very important, rather than specific skill in economics, finance, or management. Okay, right. Next slide, please. Okay. Our next program is the economics MSc in economics and finance, and this degree is for the graduates in economics or quantitative finance or any quantitative discipline. So if you have done your undergraduate degree in any quantitative discipline, you can apply for this. Or if you have got already undergraduate economics degree or finance degree, then you can straight apply for that. Again, the qualification is the same. It is upper second class with these backgrounds. Okay, and in this program, you will learn the strategic analysis. We will teach you this the statistical analysis that will be applied in the financial institutions, mainly the econometric tools and so on. And also here you will learn how to handle the data using various advanced software like Stata, R, and so on. So in this case, in this program, we expect you to not to learn about the model, but to learn how to operate the model and how to use the data to test these models and so on. Okay. And also in this program, because it is economics and finance, so you'll be having the compulsory modules from economics side, as well as you have got the compulsory modules from the finance side. And also the optional units will be from economics side, as well as the optional units from the finance side as well. Because it is specialized program, so therefore you have got you can think about the career as economist, and whether it is in let's say in a central bank or in any public organization, government ministries, or the private organization, or you can be financial analyst in various private organizations working in the finance industry. Okay, so you can see the people working in KPMG, let's say PwC, or let's say China Grant Enterprise, the Aviva Asia. So these are various companies where our students got their jobs in previous years. Okay, yeah, next slide, please. Okay, here is the program. So you have got three modules from the economics side. One is the microeconomics, then you have got macro, then you have got econometrics, and then from the finance side, you have got asset pricing. Okay, so these are the four modules. On top of that, you can see here, there is a pre-sessional maths and stats. So these are basically when you come here, before you start your degree, we try to have some sort of a crash program, like a week-long program before you start your actual semester. So let's say this is called the week 0, just before you start your academic teaching in micro, macro, econometrics, and asset pricing. So this will refresh your mind, and you can take an exam, and then we can guess or judge whether the students are up to the level to follow these courses later. So in a way, this is a good way to engage and to refresh with your the mathematical knowledge and so on. So that is a pre-sessional there. Okay. So that's your first semester, and then in the second teaching block, we have got these list of finance modules there. You'll have to take 2 modules from the finance side, and you'll have to have 1 module from the economic side. Okay, and on top of that, you have got the applied financial econometrics. So the econometrics is compulsory here in the second teaching block, and then you have got 2 from the finance, 2 optional units from the finance side, and 1 optional unit from the economic side. And then third teaching block, again, you do your dissertation. Okay. And the entry requirement is, again, it is upper second class, either from from economics or finance, or any discipline with a strong quantitative scale. Let's say it could be actuarial science, for example, right? Still, you can apply for economics and finance. Next slide, please. Okay. So this is our next specialist program called which is the MSc in economics. and it is mainly for the graduates economics or in any highly quantitative discipline. Let's say if you have done MSc in mathematics, and now you want to, and you have very high grade in MSc in mathematics, still you can apply for MSc in economics. But most of our students in MSc in economics, they come from the economics background. But the way we teach in your first teaching block, if your mathematical skill, quantitative skill is very strong, still you can cope with the economics content when you come here. Okay. And also this in this program, you learn the strategic and statistical analysis, like econometrics, about the market, about the individual, about the household. So we'll teach you various econometric techniques in this program, and besides this econometrics, obviously you'll have to learn the advanced micro and macroeconomic policies there. Then you have got the optional units from the economic side as well in the second teaching block. And again, if you complete your MSc Economics program successfully, we expect our students to work as economist, either as a policymaker or consultant, economic consultant with various government and non-government organizations, including the central bank or various ministries, the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of International Trade, and so on. Okay, so these are like a common career destinations, but of course you can. There are various private organizations as well, which hire the economists to do the background policy analysis, so that they can use those analysis to make the informed decision about their businesses and so on. Okay, so in that sense, the career prospect is not just about in the public sector. It is you can apply, or it can be an economist or the analyst, economic analyst in the private organization as well. Right, so can you move on to the next slide about the program structure? Okay, here is the program structure. Again, like our previous program, like economics and maths, the economics and finance, you have got pre-sessional there, and then you have got micro, macro econometrics, and you have got the applied economics here. Okay, so these are your mandatory units, and then you have got different pathways here as well. So in this specialist program, you can either go for the macroeconomic pathway, or you can go for economic policy pathway, or you can go for the data science pathway. Okay, so if you are interested in machine learning or big data analysis and so on, you can go for MSc in economics with the data science. So depending on your pathway, you'll have to have some mandatory units in the second semester. For example, if you want to have economics with data science, so you'll have to do the econometrics beyond mean, because you'll be doing the standard econometrics in teaching block 1. Then you'll have to do the further econometrics in teaching block 2, which is the econometrics beyond mean. And then you have got the data science and economics, data science for economics, and you also have to take the empirical industrial organization. So then, since you have taken already 3 modules there, then you can take another from this bunch of units. Okay, right. So each discipline has got its own compulsory units, and it has got their own optional units as well. Or you can go for a generalist. You can be just a general economics, MSc Economics program. So you have got all the units there. You can choose any 4 from the whole set. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay. Then you have got this MRES program. This is the master's with research in economics, and this is mainly for those who want to pursue a career in research, particularly in PhD and so on. So for this program, we expect the students to have completed their MSc in economics, so that they do the MRes here, and then they continue and move on to the PhD and the research career. So it is a very specialist program for this further research in economics. Okay. And it is designed in such a way that it will enhance your technical skill in micro, macro, and econometrics. So that is the main focus, so that you can do your MS PhD dissertation using these tools later on. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay. Let's move on to the career. At the end of the day, you want to pursue a career, or you want to have a good career after investing so much of time and money in any particular program. So we have got the career service here, and our career service will obviously offer various types of support that you expect from any like a good reputed world-class universities that will be there. But also when our career service, they provide the specific support to for the international careers as well. So, for example, most recently we had a webinar with the employer from China and Southeast Asia, and also we try to engage the insight talks where we try to invite or involve people from Asia, or the organizations which also have got the business all over the world. So the career service is not just to provide the support to facilitate your CV and other things. They also try to engage the industries and the government bodies, so that you have got a flavor of the organizations when you are at Bristol. And also the exact nature of the support and the offer may change year to year depending on the market condition and so on. We try to tailor and customize our support accordingly. Okay, and also besides this face-to-face support that you can get from the career service, there are a lot of online resources available on the website. So where which you can use. For example, you can check the facts and figures about the labor market, the interview technique, and so on. So there are various types of materials available on the careers website as well. Okay, right. And yeah, next slide, please. On top of these career services, we have got something called the professional liaison network, where we have got two broad activities. One is called the mentoring scheme, another is called the panel talk. And this under this project or this network, we try to connect the students in our program with the people who have already got the degree, like our alumni who have got the degree in from those disciplines, from those programs. So in that sense, you will learn how they are using their degree in their career. So they can be your mentor, and you'll have to work with them. You'll meet them either virtually or face to face, depending on the circumstances, and then you can have an experience of the application of their knowledge and the program in the real world. And we organize various types of talk. We have got a talk which will happen in 2 days on the 24th, where the lead economist from the Office of National Statistics will talk about the socioeconomic impact of pandemic, for example. Okay, so we organize this type of panel talks as well. Yep. Next slide, please. Okay. So here you can see a list of careers, or the list of sectors, or where the industries where you can think of. So you have got finance and banking, you have got public policy, the NGO, accounting and management consultancy. So you can become an economist, data analyst, or financial analyst, project coordinator. Okay. So this is not an exhaustive list, because you have got the home student and you have got the foreign students as well. So depending on your interest and your country of affiliation, you can work in different types of organization. But it could be like a banking sector, it could be health sector, it could be the finance, or the various other private sectors which deals with the finance, economics, and so on. So there are the wide range of areas you can apply your knowledge. So you have got this list, and you can go through this later after this session, because this session is recorded. Okay. I think that's all from me, Natasha. Now it's over to you about the scholarship.
Thank you very much, Jahir. So I'm now going to talk to you about scholarships. I know this is a big question for many of our international applicants. And yes, indeed, we do offer scholarships at the University of Bristol. So I'm just going to give you a bit of an overview of these now. So the University of Bristol has its own scholarship scheme called Think Big. And we have awards of £5, £10 and £20,000 available for all one-year postgraduate programmes. There are some deadlines to apply for these, which are listed on there. So the first deadline is coming up in March, and then we have a second deadline on the 13th of June for applications. In addition to our central scholarships through Think Big, we also have our own additional global economics postgraduate scholarships for anyone who is applying for economics at Bristol. So we've got 2 scholarships of £10,000 and 6 scholarships of £5,000. We are really, keen to have applications from Indian applicants to these scholarships. So if you are applying to study economics at Bristol, please also do consider applying for a scholarship. And I'll tell you a little bit more about how to apply. So it's not just done on academic achievements. We are looking for evidence of outstanding achievements and including contributions to the community. So not just academically great, but we're looking for evidence of people who are keen to contribute to the community and understand your future plans as well. It's all about being a future leader. So there, again, a reminder of the deadlines. In order to apply for a scholarship, you must have applied to a programme of study. And if you want to be considered for a number of different scholarships run by the University of Bristol, it's just one application form online. So if you're applying for a global economics scholarship but would also like to be considered for the Think Big scholarships, you only fill out one application form. So please do consider this. It would be great to see some applications from some of you watching this today. In addition to our Think Big scholarships, the University of Bristol also offers a range of other scholarships to international students, and this includes a number of scholarships with our external partners available to students from specific regions. When you hear from Pushtika shortly, she'll talk to you about a little bit about her scholarship that she was successful in as well. So for any more information on our scholarships, please do visit the web pages there. And very quickly, before I pass over to Pushtika, I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about student life at Bristol. So like most universities, we have a students' union. Within the Students' Union, we have an international students network that brings together students for socials and campaigns to help you find a community in Bristol. We have support within the Students' Union around academic advice services. We have our own lettings service, and as a member of the Students' Union, you also get access to a discount card. But Students' Union, we have a lot of different clubs and societies. I think we've got over 350 different clubs and societies that you can join. And as well as the kind of sports and fun social societies, I want to tell you about some of the subject-specific ones that might be of interest to you. So we have the FM Society, which is the Economics, Finance and Management Society, and that is the biggest society in the Students' Union. It has its own sports teams within it. And we also have things like the Banking and Investment Society, the Women in Finance Society, Women in Leadership Society, the Management Society, etc. And as well as joining kind of sports and fun societies, these kind of subject-specific societies are really good for interdisciplinary networking, and you might be able to make connections that will help you in the future as well. We also have kind of cultural societies as well, that includes things like the Asian Society, the Indian, Punjabi and Tamil societies, the Hindu Society, the Bollywood Dance Society. So there's lots of kind of more fun things like that as well. And I'm now going to pass over to Pushtika. He's going to talk to you a little bit about her experience of being a student at Bristol. So over to you, Pushtika.
Thank you, Natasha. So hello, everyone. I am Pushtika Jokun. I am from Mauritius. I did my undergraduate in finance at the University of Mauritius, and then I worked as a public officer there. And I am now a postgraduate student at the University of Bristol, pursuing my master's in economics, finance, and management program. I am also a Chevening Scholar, so I applied for the scholarship back in Mauritius. I had to submit my university choices. I submitted University of Bristol, and everything worked out fine for me. And now I'm here. So I'm going to talk about why I chose Bristol, why the University of Bristol. So I was introduced to Bristol, the city, via vlogs and via YouTube and vlogs, experiment of students from different nationalities. So from what I could see was a beautiful and vibrant city. The University of Bristol is a perfect blend of modern and ancient architecture, and that really attracted me. I was also very happy about the location. So Bristol is situated in such a place where you can go to London, you can also go to Wales, you can go to Brighton for some sea experience, to see the sea. So the geographic location really enticed me and really attracted me. One another determining factor for me was the climate. Bristol is relatively less cold than other parts of the United Kingdom because we are situated near the sea. So coming from a tropical country, that really mattered to me. Now moving on to why the University of Bristol. The University of Bristol has a strong reputation in academia. As we have already presented, we have Nobel Prize winners coming from the University of Bristol. He's also ranked among the top 10 in the UK. And another thing more specific to me was the amount of investment that the university puts into research and development. So I know I am getting the best. I'm getting the best out of education. I'm learning about the latest findings. I am in touch with innovation, and also University of Bristol, the array of scholarship that they offer to prospective students. This year, they have even increased the PhD scholarship to 400 new additional scholarship for PhD students. So these kind of things really attracted me with the University of Bristol. If you could move to the next slide, Natasha, please. And now my life at the University of Bristol. So coming here, I was amazed. One, by the city. Second thing that really amazed me was the amount of discount. As a student, of course, we look for discounts. The amount of student discounts that we get in everywhere, not everywhere, but many places at in the city. You have cafes where you can enjoy 10% discount. You have shops where you can enjoy 20% of discounts, and the price level of goods for a student, it's very good. It's very student friendly. Also, my life at Bristol is so enriching. The most difficult part for a prospective student might be the application process, but as a student, the most difficult part is not the application. It's about being here and actually doing it, and the number of support that the university gave me. The university invests in put parts of its funding in the societies. Through that, I have been able to meet with societies like Women in Finance. I am part of the Mauritian Society, where I've been where people have guided me where to get my basic necessities. And also not only the life support that you get from the University of Bristol, but the academic support also. Before even starting the course, you have the study skills. I was able to look at the study skills. I have been writing English, and yet when I looked at the study skills and the number of support that there are, I am very interested into getting into the academic writing. I have registered for the academic writing because I need to write a dissertation. And as my lecturer already said, the dissertation is equivalent to 4 modules. So really to nail that, I need that academic writing. It's something that I wouldn't have thought of before that was presented in front of me. And now why I chose economics, finance, and management. Economics, finance, and management is a work, it is what really got me into it was the testimonials of my alumni. When I saw where where those alumni are working today, I was really thrilled to be part of that. And also the structure of the course. The course knows that students come from different backgrounds. Like me, there are students who have worked for some years. So coming here, we get some refresher courses that we can do at our own leisure time. They understand the needs of the students, and the course is structured for everyone. Nobody is left out. It's so well organized. So you know in advance that next week we are going to talk on this subject. And if ever we have anything which we cannot understand, we have the golden hours with our lecturers. Before even going into that, we can actually search for whatever refresher courses that might help us into mastering those subjects, and the capabilities of our lecturers as well. When you will search about the lecturers online, you will see, and you will be amazed by the kind of people, by the level of the level of those lecturers teaching us. And yet there is no barrier. You can ask them, you can talk to them, you can engage with them, and it's really a one-time experience. And also about the economics, finance and management, we have three pathways as already presented. So I was able to choose something that suited my career path, where I want to land up at. So this choice, the ability to make a choice, I feel is one of the most amazing things that you can get, because it's not you're here, so you have to do it this way. No, you can still choose. And you have, before choosing those pathways, we actually engage into our lecturers. They actually they actually talk to us. They, via online meetings, they guide you. So you have the guide, you have the support, then you are able to make a choice. So that choice really determines your career. So for me, that was a very important thing. I think, I hope my experiences will be able to help you in your choices. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prashtika. That was great. And if anyone's got any questions for Prashtika, please do send them in. We've now got a little bit of time to answer your questions, and I can see that we've had lots coming in during the session. So I'm just going to sort of go through these in the order, and I might group some questions together. We've had quite a few questions relating to careers. So the first question that we had was, can we get a job easily after completing a master's in economics? What is the average salary? So economics gives you a huge amount of skills. Getting a job ultimately is down to you. But the University of Bristol, as Jahir talked about, all the career support that we offer, we aim to give you as many tools as we can to support you in getting the job that you want after graduating. There's lots of different careers paths, as you heard, and types of career path does depend on the salary that you might get. So it's hard for us to say what the average salary is. There's a great place that you can look if you want to find out more about the UK job market. And if you look up something called Prospects Luminate, they are publishing regular labour market information on the UK labour market, if you wanted to have a look at that, if you are looking to stay in the UK. I think, as Jahir mentioned, the Career Service does also provide information for those who do want to return to their home country or work globally about the types of labour market and how to apply for jobs in different countries. Obviously, you know, if you are looking to go into things like finance or banking, those salaries do tend to be a little bit higher than what you might get if you're working in the public sector or in an NGO. The next question we've had is, what is the deadline for September 2021? I think that should have been September 2022 application. So for our postgraduate courses, for overseas applicants, the deadline is the 29th of July 2022. But something that I should mention is that some of our courses do close early. We are quite popular. So if you are thinking of applying to Bristol, it's worth putting in your application sooner rather than later, because you don't want to find that the course you wanted to apply for has closed because we are full. So apply sooner rather than later. But officially, the deadline is 29th of July 2022. What course should you do after completing a degree in economics? As Jahir went through with the different programs, our specialist programs are probably more suitable for someone who has studied economics at undergraduate level. So you might want to have a look at the MSc Economics and MSc Economics and Finance, or if you are interested in going into a research career in the future, the MRes might be suitable for you. Should we apply for scholarships separately, or is it considered automatically when you apply via UCAS? Well, the scholarships we've talked about today are for postgraduate students, but whether you're applying at undergraduate level or postgraduate level, you do need to apply for those scholarships separately through our scholarship web pages. So please do have a look at those and be aware of the deadlines as well. There's a few quite specific questions. So I'm just going to come back to those and focus on the more general ones. We've got someone who is asking around the top 5 employers after completing a master's in economics. Jahir, I don't know if you might like to talk a bit about that, where you know that some of your students you've taught have gone to.
Okay. I think in terms of the employer, again, it is about the choice, because if you're thinking about the public sector, then possibly the central bank is the most targeted one for our graduates in the public sector. Then, of course, there's a civil service route, and within the civil service, you've got the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Trade, and so Department of Trade and Finance. So these are the most attractive public sector. But if you're thinking about the private sector, I think London or the England being the hub of the financial activities. So I think the financial sector is the most attractive. It is not only just the banking, it is the banking, it is the stock market, it is the asset management companies and so on. So these are the main employers, and I'm happy to know that, happy to tell you that one of the largest is a stockbroker called the Hargreaves Lansdown that is located in Bristol. Okay, so we have got a good connection with some of these private financial organizations as well. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Jahir. We've got a couple of questions from people who are interested in kind of the business management MBA route. Obviously, we are talking about economics today, but for those of you who might be interested in an alternative to an MBA, our generalist program, MSc Economics, Finance and Management, might be suitable for you. You don't need any work experience to do this program. It's suitable for perhaps people who have studied slightly different subjects to economics at undergraduate level, but who want to get experience in the 3 areas of economics, finance and management. And all we need from you is evidence. We need a 2-1 kind of upper second class degree, and we need evidence of quantitative modules within your undergraduate degree as well. So that's something that you might want to consider if you want to look at an alternative to an MBA or a business management type program. Got time for another few questions, I think. There's someone who has graduated in 2013 and they'd want to look at a career in import-export management. Would a postgrad in economics help? Jahir, you might be able to comment on this one a little bit.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly about the import and export management as such. So if it is the management scale, so that is one thing, or you can, as opposed to that, you can have the export import, what you call the Exim Bank, right? And so where they also deal with the export and import, but the Exim Bank is the banking side of it, which is the financial activities there. But if, as opposed to that, you can have the export import management in the private sector, which an organization which deals with export and import, but that is the management side. So I think in that case, again, the MSc in economics, finance and management will be, I think, the most suitable program for if you want to pursue a career along that line. And regarding the deadline, I want to mention one thing. So there is one deadline for our admission, but remember, if you're thinking about the scholarship, you need to take into account the scholarship deadlines as well. So that's why I think it is better to focus on the scholarship deadlines rather than just to focus on the admission deadline, so that you don't miss the admission. You can fulfill our admission deadline, but not fulfilling our scholarship deadline. Thank you.
Thanks, Jahir. That's a really good point. But bear in mind, obviously, that scholarship deadlines are much earlier. So you need to have applied for your programme before you apply for your scholarship. So you can rewatch this to double check on the scholarship deadlines. So we are coming up to the hour. So I'm probably going to pause our questions there. If there's anything you feel we haven't answered today, I have put a couple of email addresses on this slide. So there's our India office who you can contact directly, and they are based in India. And they'd be very happy to help you. And there's also my email address there as well. So if you've got any specific questions relating to applying to study economics here, you can contact me as well. Finally, a big thank you to Jahir and Pristika for supporting with the webinar today, and a big thank you to all of you who've joined us and to SI UK for organising this. If you do have any questions about applying to Bristol in general, as well as the India office at Bristol, you can also contact SI UK about your application. And if you'd like more information about the University of Bristol, there's some of our links to social media there. So again, thank you very much everyone for your time, and I hope that's been useful and informative for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You.